Well, Style Collusion initially started as a brand that was supposed to fuse vintage apparel and funky accessories, shoes, bags, sunglasses. And when I started it, that was the initial plan.
Yeah.
And then I realized there were a lot of people doing vintage apparel. And I was like, okay, this is not something I'm really passionate about anyways. I was doing it because I just thought there was a market for it and I knew where to source the brands. So I was like, okay, let me just, make it a bit smaller. I love fashion. I'm very big on accessories. And if I sell something that I really am passionate about, it's bound to, make a good profit for me.
Right.
So now basically what I'm doing now is just sourcing stuff that I'm really in love with, like mostly accessories. And I used to do shoes, but that also got a bit complicated because then you must struggle with people's sizes.
Yes.
And, and I find that sunglasses, which is what like my core business is now, is what works. I mean, as much as people have different sized faces, there will always be a pay for someone. Maybe let me just take you through my journey into going into the fashion industry. I used to be in corporate like many other people. You go to school.
Yeah.
From school, you get a job. And just one day I was like, I am so tired of being in corporate. And that's when I decided to relocate to the UK. And I was there for 3.5 years. And in that 3.5 years, that's where I really found who Khanyi is, And I mean, my mom studied fashion designing, so I've always been surrounded by people who love fashion.
Yeah.
But I didn't know where I fitted in, in the whole thing. So with going to the UK, I met a lady called Hannah Jean, who I ended up working for when I'm there. So when I was there, so that's how I actually got into the fashion industry. I studied, I took a course in image consulting, and I styled for London Fashion Weeks. I love doing one-on-one consultings with clients. And going back to your question, when I got back to South Africa, I worked for a company and I was doing PR. It's a retailer in Parkhurst, which I loved. I mean, they exposed me to a whole lot in the South African fashion industry. But then that's where I saw that actually there are a lot of people selling stuff, but no one is selling stuff that I like.
Right.
And crazy enough, I don't shop in South Africa because I find things very expensive.
They
so
are?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'd rather source things that I love and bring them here. And it started like that. And every time people would ask me, where did you get that? And you know how annoying it is to tell people, oh, I got it in London, I got it wherever, I got it online. Because it's like you don't want to tell them where you buy your stuff.
You got
so I thought, okay, there's a market for me. Let me just source all the things that I like and just sell them to people. I mean, it's been great. I mean, it's a learning curve, right? So, like I said, my initial thing was it's to find a niche, right? I've found my niche now after 2 years of being in the business. And even with that, I find myself sourcing stuff that I don't really want, but because people ask me. So it's a bit crazy, but it's been good. Sometimes you feel, okay, maybe my style is a bit too out there for people. Because some people will see things on Instagram and they're like, oh, this is nice, but it's too out there for me, And then the type of people that would really buy into that will be like, oh, but this is expensive. And you're thinking, a pair of sunglasses for 320 is expensive. And the thing is, I'm
pretty decent.
I'm very price conscious. So that's the reason why I source things that I think I would buy, because I like, for you, if you come and tell me this, I'll be like, oh, I'll probably get it online for half the price. So you see, I'd never just sell something that I feel, okay, this is a ripoff. Like my price points are always, like my maximum on sunglasses is like always 320.
Wow.
Like that's the most you can pay.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, what do you make of the current SME space in South Africa? Do you feel that entrepreneurs have enough support in this country?
You know what? On paper, it looks like we're supposed to have the right support from the government and whatnot. But I don't know where all this money goes to. I don't know who gets the money, because I've tried getting funding from the government. First of all, it's a nightmare to even just reading, going through the website. It's like, okay, I'm just confused. I
It's
don't
a
even
lot
know
of
what to do.
information.
You try and call and set up appointments. They'll always give you stories. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not going about it the right way. And I mean, I've had other people go through the same experiences as me. So I don't know who this money goes to.
Yeah.
I'd like to know, because I want to be part of them.